folks, we have an amazing show for you tonight. I've had the pleasure of getting to work on this one. It's so fun, so good. A couple house rules before we get started. There are a few emergency exits in the theater, one on either side of the stage, as well as the way you came in. If you're going to smoke for any reason tonight, we ask you don't do it on our patio, but please step around the side of the building. And then just when you're making your way back to your cars, we are in a residential neighborhood. Please be mindful of our neighbors. One last thing, this is a show that is about 60 minutes, all the way through, no intermission, so please try to stay seated the whole time. I promise it's gonna fly by, you're gonna be like, oh my God. And keep those phones silent and put away and set to airplane mode, please, and thank you, and no photography. With that being said, please enjoy Patient 13.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here. Gosh, thank you for sitting there. Thank you for sitting there. Thank you for sitting there. I'll be here. You stay there. I'll be here. Don't you love boundaries? Yes, I think this is a safe space between us. But it's not always that simple. You can't always control who or what invades your space. Like assholes, or illness, or the intrusive truth you get when you're tripping on psychedelic mushrooms. I saw paper mache cow heads flying through the sky. I still don't know what that means. Oh, wait, that's not the beginning. I gotta back up. I'm in a New York City laundromat. A stranger is standing too close to me. His towels are too close to my towels. I mean, it's a public place, but I need my space, and his towels are too close to my towels. I want to cry, I want to scream, but instead I just grunt and glare. Because I know it's not him, it's me. I still have PTSD from being, oh wait, that's not the beginning. I have to go back. Couple of years. Oh, okay. This story starts on a cold December night in a laid-back music bar in Chelsea, New York City. Or for me, it's the closest place to my yoga class to meet a new guy. I get there first. And I'm in friendly mode, so I'm chatting with some other patrons at the bar when Wes arrives. He gets us a couple of beers and we sit down at a table. We met online. Pretty good phone call. But this is the first time we're meeting in person. So it's too early to call it a date. First thing I notice, besides his deep dark eyes, ample nose, and sexy downtrodden demeanor, is that he's still wearing his winter hat and we're inside. Maybe he is bald. Maybe he has greasy hair. Maybe he doesn't plan on staying very long. It's fine with me. I'm independent. I don't need anybody. I have intimacy issues. I'm chronically single, childless. I've never even lived with a significant other. For those of you that have, really? That sounds intrusive. The same person every single day. How do you know you can trust them? Fortunately, New York City is the perfect place to be active, independent, and self-sufficient. New Yorkers invented boundaries. You can be like shoulder to shoulder on the subway, asshole to elbow, and there's still a boundary. Anyway, Wes tells me that he moved to New York City from Ohio and he gave up a lucrative job as a software developer to be an arts and entertainment photography. That's cool, I can relate. I moved to New York City from Oklahoma and I gave up a lucrative career as a lawyer to be an actor, writer, storytelling coach. We're compatibly quirky, both downwardly mobile. Two renegade Midwesterners moved to the big city to be artsy. I sense he's not going to cramp my style. We start hanging out, dating. Wes is smart. He's funny. He's like the good-looking dorky type. Just picture like Hugh Jackman, but approachable. Paul Rudd with Jim Carrey elasticity. Oh, we have so much fun. I get my bike out of storage and we bike to the beach. We bike to museums. We bike to Rite Aid and try on sunglasses. He brings out my playful side. We're in our 40s, but we act like college kids, which is great because I never had a college or high school boyfriend. Wes lives in the East Village with a whole bunch of roommates. And his room looks a lot like a college dorm. With the bunk-like loft bed and the bed underneath. I finally get to have sex in a bunk bed. I'd always wanted to. I had to wait until my 40s, but I finally got to do it. And he has six-pack abs. The sex, well, it's intermittent. But he's the first guy I ever enjoyed cuddling with. And he has six-pack abs. After a few months of dating, he announces, I think maybe I just want to be friends. Which is fine. I'm independent. I don't need anybody. I have intimacy issues. Besides, he still calls several times a day, sleeps over once or twice a week, walks my dog and watches him when I go away on vacation, and fixes stuff around the apartment. I don't take his indecision personally, because all decisions are hard for him. He will call me from a corner in the East Village and be like, I can't decide, where should I get coffee? Starbucks, I tell him. I'm a leader. He needs me. Maybe he'll come around. I call him Mr. Maybe. And when he just mentions another woman, like seeing one, I just call for a break. Which he says we can't have because we aren't going out. Yeah. Told you he was smart. So, I do what I have to do to protect my heart. I call it defensive dating. It means that I just stay on the apps and I have one or two first or second dates just to remind myself that I have options. But I spend all my time with Wes. Our favorite activity is hiking. We take the train up to the Hudson Valley area and we wander in the woods. We sit on a rock outside a serene lake, and we eat turkey and Swiss cheese and avocado sandwiches. People speak their truth in nature. The trees listen without judgment. It's a great lie detector test. One July afternoon, we're getting ready to hike back to the train station, and my cell phone rings. It's a call we've been expecting, my gynecologist. I listen as she tells me, okay, biopsy results are back. There's some suspicious cells. Could be cancer. And I'll need a partial hysterectomy to remove them. Okay. Wes just stares at me and asks me, did you have to take that call now? Maybe this is the beginning. Yeah, Wes can be insensitive. Even me. But I figure he just has ADHD or Asperger's or something and he can't help it. Besides, this isn't the time to go on a second date. I mean, can you imagine a second date? Like, so I have cancer on my uterus. Would you like to split some ovaries? I mean, would you like to split some nachos? So I tell my defensive dates, I'll just call you back after cancer. I lean on Mr. Maybe. My gynecologist isn't concerned. She says it's a simple procedure. And she has a young doctor that she highly recommends, who I will call Dr. A, for a doctor she recommends. Dr. A is a handsome young fellow with a kind of a Mexican, Irish, Australian, German accent. He smiles and sits next to me and draws a picture of my genitalia. He says it's a simple procedure. The cancer is just on the surface of your uterus. All I have to do is just scrape it off the top. He looks like the right man for the job. He explains that this will be a vaginal-assisted laparoscopic hysterectomy, leaving less scars, because they're going to take my cancer out of my vagina, which seems so smart because there's already a hole there. My parents fly to New York City from Oklahoma to be with me for the surgery, and Wes stays in my house to watch my dog Rusty while I spend the night in the hospital. He does my laundry. He does my parents' laundry. And when I get out of the hospital the next evening, I host a reception for Wes and my parents, serving Trader Joe's pizza squares, which I should not be doing. I just had surgery, but I'm so high on Percocet that I don't get that. My parents really like Wes. And that night before bed, he makes a comment about how he'd make a great son-in-law. Mr. Maybe is starting to look like Mr. Possibility. My parents fly back to Oklahoma, and Wes comes over that week to watch TV and walk the dog while I recover. One night when they're walking around the block, I sneak a peek at Wes's computer where he keeps an online journal. I need to put it on. And I see that he has written, "Haha, Gail's surgery made me realize that I'm in love with her." Ha! Yes! If I wasn't so tired, I'd be excited. The following Monday, I head back to Dr. A's office for what they call the post-op appointment. This is when my young, good-looking surgeon is going to tell me, "Hey, we're good, we got all the cancer." I get there, and he's wearing a starched shirt and khakis. He looks very young, more like a teacher's assistant than an actual doctor. He motions for me to sit. He closes the office door, and he begins pacing back and forth behind his desk. I wish he would just smile and sit next to me like he did the last time. I'm starting to feel nervous. "Mrs. Thomas, it's serious. The cancer has spread from your uterus to your ovaries. I don't know if we got it all. I don't want to give you false hope." False hope? What does that even mean? I'll take false hope. I'll take whatever kind of hope you've got. "Mrs. Thomas, it's stage 3A endometrial cancer. You have a 50-50 chance of being alive in 5 years if you don't do exactly what I say." I wish he would just look at me. And Mrs. Thomas, I mean, this guy just took my uterus, my fallopian tubes, and my ovaries out of my vagina. I think we could be on a first-name basis. I wish he would just sit down. He tells me that I must start treatment immediately. 6 weeks of daily radiation followed by 6 months of chemotherapy. He calls it protocol. It sounds like a threat. I tell him, I think I'd like a second opinion. He says, "Okay, as long as you start treatment first." I don't think that's how second opinions work. I think you're supposed to get the opinion and then you decide. Right? I have other reasons to be nervous about Dr. A. Number one, I have a fever that is so high that I can't sleep at night, and he says, "Well, it's just menopause." How does he know? Number two, I'm leaking some kind of fluid out of my body, so I have to wear these adult-sized diapers, and I can only get half a block when I'm walking rusty before I have to turn back to go change my diaper. Number 3, I woke up during surgery. And I heard him shout, "She's not supposed to look like that, she's bloated," and I fell back asleep. He doesn't even want to talk about side effects. I mean, doesn't he know that there's more to my life than just living? I mean, will I be able to ride my bike? My life is nothing if I can't ride my bike. I wander out of his waiting room in a daze, past these vinyl chairs, a broken coffee table, no couches. Why didn't I notice how shabby this place was before? Did I just choose this doctor because he's good looking? I've made that mistake before. There's no time to cry. I'm CEO of Gail's biggest decision ever. I have to give myself a medical degree overnight. Dr. Google is scary. Side effects include more cancer, nausea, uncontrollable flapping eye movements. That's from the nausea medication. And sex? Apparently radiation just tightens everything up down there, and not in a good way, in a like painful sex way. I'm not ready to give up sex. I'm sleeping with Hugh Jackman. I'm a frantic Googler by night, but by day I try to be a good patient. So I go to meet with the radiation oncologist, who I will call Dr. R, or radiation oncologist. Dr. R is a middle-aged Indian fellow with droopy eyebrows. He doesn't seem to be in such a big hurry. He stands in the doorway, and he looks at my chart, and he looks at me, and he looks at my chart, and he looks at me, and he looks at my chart, and he looks at me as if he's trying to decide between the two of us. And then he enters, and he sits about 6 feet away from me, but it feels like he's holding my hand. And he says, "You know, there's a chance that you don't need radiation or chemo. Your lymph nodes were clear. There's a chance that the cancer didn't spread. There's a chance that you have 2 different early stage cancers, no treatment necessary." Wow.
That's amazing.
Somehow 2 cancers is good news. I guess that's why you need a medical degree. But this is true hope and more confusion. But now research is exhilarating. I mean, I've never had a job this important before. I'm up most nights until 3 a.m. doing more research, and I get more opinions. My yoga teacher says, eat a raw onion every day. You won't have friends, but you won't get cancer. My Dominican handyman stops by with an Alvera plant. My brother, he's like Rambo, the MBA. He's like, do it all, do the radiation, do the chemo, do it all. He took a class in decision making. Wes? He says nothing. We don't have serious conversations. He's got his own anxieties, but I'm too busy with cancer to fix him, so I just enroll him in an ADHD study and maybe they can help. It's actually really great that we don't have serious conversations because I'm tired of reading medical reports. It's like watching a slasher movie and not knowing if you're the next victim. I just want to have fun. So we go on short bike rides, and I make a joke about, I'd rather get hit by a car than die of cancer. At least I'd be doing something I enjoy. We think that's hilarious. But I'm scared. I mean, what if Dr. A is right? That I have to do everything he says or I'm gonna die. So I head to the radiation simulation appointment, which is kind of like a dress rehearsal for the real thing. The treatment room is in the hospital basement, with those same vinyl chairs as in Dr. Hayes' office. It's dusty and it's dirty, and there's boxes in all the corners like it doubles as a storage facility. I lay down on the long, cold silver table while the nurses measure my hips for a mold that makes sure the radiation hits the same area 30 times. And then zit, zit, zit. They give me 3 pin-sized tattoos to make sure that the radiation hits the same area 30 times. All right, this is the price of living, I tell myself. But it feels wrong. So wrong that the following Monday when I'm supposed to start radiation, I call the office and I say, I'm not coming. And I get another opinion on my pathology report. This one, from a very prestigious hospital, says that it's 2 different early stage cancers. Just like Dr. R said. God bless Dr. R, the radiation oncologist that doesn't want to make money from radiation oncology. I call Dr. A, which now stands for asshole, and he refuses to discuss it. He says, your life is in danger, you must start treatment immediately. And then he goes on summer vacation and I cheat on him. Meeting with doctors all over New York City, including a doctor about all the doctors in New York City. They're familiar with Dr. Asshole's protocol, but they aren't as strident and pessimistic and condescending as he is. Finally, after interviewing multiple doctors, I find the right one for me at a Manhattan hospital with better furniture. I find Dr. K, which stands for kind. He's 60-something, he's tall, he has this thin, fuzzy gray hair and a twinkle in his eye. He's soft-spoken with a gentle confidence. And he calls me by my first name and listens. So I break up with Dr. Asshole over email while he's on vacation. I still don't like confrontation. Dr. Kind talks to me like I'm a grown-up. He tells me that I have options. He says it's up to me. And he grins and doesn't scold me when I say, what's the least amount of treatment I can do without seeming suicidal? He presents my case to the entire radiation oncology board at the hospital. And they discuss me, just me, not a statistic. And they conclude that it's okay if I don't do radiation. And then he tells me there's an Italian study that says half the number of chemos can be effective. Ha ha, I love Italian food. We compromise. I agree to 3 rounds of chemotherapy and no radiation. And for Dr. Gale of Google University, this feels like a big win. Less treatment means less side effects. I know I'm still going to be tired from the chemo, so I think about how am I going to deal with that. And I remember my friend, high school friend Vera, who fought aggressive breast cancer for 15 years before it finally got her. She was married, but her husband was useless. So she got all her friends together, and she made them into a tribe who would go with her to her doctor's appointments, clean her apartment, bring her meals, whatever she needed. Vera was the wisest person I ever knew. So who's my tribe? I don't like to bother people. So I email some women that I barely know, because that's easier. Women from my yoga teacher training class. One of them responds, and she comes over and she gives me a great massage. My sister asks me, so she says, well, what can I do to help? And I say, well, you could research this. And she says, oh, no, I don't do research. It's not for everyone. So I say, well, my apartment's going to get kind of dirty. Maybe send me some money for a cleaning lady, which she does. It kind of reminds me of when my mom was in town. I was so tired after the surgery, and I saw this dusty spot in the bedroom. I was like, Mom, could you just sweep that up a little bit? And she said, no. Women in my family are very independent. My friend Karen goes with me to all my doctor's appointments, and Wes goes to the first chemo. And my friends Michael and Marcy, they don't even know each other, but they come up, they're standing in my front doorway, and they're like, what can we do to help? And I said, well, you could clean the inside of my shower curtain. I know, sorry. I can't believe I asked her to do that. And I can't believe they did it. In between my first and second chemo appointments, Wes and I decided we're going to take a road trip to visit a friend of his outside Boston. That first afternoon there, we're taking a little stroll through the beautiful New England countryside, picking at cans and picking wildflowers, kind of like a twisted rom-com. My head itches, and so I scratch it, and first strand of hair comes out. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm going to start losing my hair. But I want to make it a moment. I want to make it fun, you know, right? Because Wes is a photographer. We take a lot of pictures. So I ask his friend, I say, take a picture of Wes and I in the strand of hair. And Wes says no. I guess he doesn't want a photo out there to make it seem like we're in a relationship. This time it hurts. I'm like, Wes, come on. It's just a picture of you and me in a strand of hair. And I need a hug. When we get back to New York City, I don't talk to him for 2 days, which is a long time for us. And then he texts me and tells me that he misses me. So I let him come over and fix a shelf. Sure enough, I'm starting to feel tired, like they said I would. Activity Gale is slowing down. If I do one thing in a day, like lunch, that's it for the whole day. I think, okay, this must be what old age feels like. I start spending more time at home alone on the couch, and Wes is coming over less. One evening, we're standing outside a mutual friend's restaurant where we just had her dinner, her birthday party, and Wes tells me that he's going to go on a date with someone he met before my whole cancer thing. Really? He says, well, did you want me to just go out with you? Inside, I'm thinking, duh. Outside, I say, do what you want. And I walk away. He goes on the date. I'm morphing into someone that I don't know. Someone with less energy. An introvert. A better listener. A philosopher. Someone bald. I look pretty good bald. But I don't tell most people about the cancer, and I don't go outside that way because I don't want pity. But I do want to have fun. So I order a mail order catalog, and I get a wig for every mood. I get a blonde surfer girl wig. I get the short red sassy girl wig. That becomes my angry wig. And then I get a wavy brown haired wig like my regular hair. I have to keep straight which wig I've worn because I don't want to confuse the neighbors. As I settle in to chemo routine, I ask Dr. K, can I go back to normal? And he gives me that grin and says, yes, return to normal life. Good, because I want to do some defensive dating. I want to see what new me is like on a date. So I tell my friends and family, I say, I'm going to start getting back out there, I'm going to date. And they say, well, why don't you wait a few months until your hair grows back? People who don't have cancer have a lot of opinions about people who do have cancer, how they should spend their free time. And I get it. I was a clueless cancer friend too. When my friend Bernard was diagnosed with liver cancer, he asked me if I would take the extra set of keys to his apartment, and I said no. Because it was an hour commute, and he wasn't that good a friend. But it's my turn to have cancer, and I want a date. And my friends and family are saying, why don't you wait? Why don't you just focus on other things? What other things do they want me to focus on? Dying? I don't think so. I'm not dying. So, one Sunday night, I don't tell anybody, and I place a personal ad on Craigslist. Here's what I wrote. Bald girl seeking romance. It would be nice to meet a fun, fit fellow who enjoys a nice shaped head. I'm returning to normal after a little health scare, cancer in parentheses, that required a little bit of chemo. It's great to be back, feeling better than ever, ready to meet a fun guy, friendship, dating, maybe explore the sweet world of kissing. Within 2 hours, I received 45 responses. I have a sample for you this evening. All right. Steve154 at yahoo.com writes, it's such an incredible coincidence that I was just thinking about posting an ad looking for a bald woman friend. I'm a cancer survivor too, leukemia. Another guy writes, tall, athletic, a full head of hair. Should make for an interesting contrast. Carl636 writes, a good bald-headed woman is so hard to find these days. I always wanted one for myself. But the good baldies were always taken. Good feet are a plus. Jason Loves Sunsets writes, just because of your bravery and boldness, where only a handful would ever dare put themselves out there, you definitely deserve my response and admiration. Good for you. One guy sent a penis pic. He probably sends that to everybody. But my favorite email was a response from another woman who wrote, I'm not looking for a date. I'm fighting cancer too, and I just wanted to tell you that your posting made me feel normal, like it's okay to go on. 24 hours later, it was up to 85 responses. It turns out there are men all over New York City that want to date a bald girl. But I don't have that kind of energy. So I deleted the ad, and I chose 3. We exchanged photos. I take a bald selfie, and well, I'd like to say that I met the man of my dreams and we're still together today, but turns out it's just as hard to meet guys without hair as it is with hair. Maybe I just wanted to feel wanted. Maybe I'm still in love with Wes. Probably I'm just too tired. Because I had a vaginal-assisted laparoscopic hysterectomy, Dr. K told me that I should wait 6 weeks before I had sex again. I waited 15. And then one morning after Wes had spent the night, I attacked him and his 6-pack abs. Oh, it was the best sex we've ever had. We laughed. We danced, we smiled, we danced, we laughed. And then afterward, to continue the celebration, we took a little stroll down the street to go to the Brooklyn Heights Historical Society Museum to see some art. As we get to the front door, Wes walks in ahead of me as if to make the point that we're still not in a relationship. I don't care. My vagina just had its sexual grand reopening. Sexy Gail is back. I start to follow in behind him and I feel just a little dizzy and lightheaded. and then projectile vomiting. Wes runs over and says, "Stop, don't do that." And I'm like, "I can't help it. I'm not drunk at a frat party." I stumble into the ladies' room. I sit down in the toilet. I look down and there's something pink coming out of my vagina. My lips have lips. Wes runs into the ladies' room, looks into the stall, sees me, and I'll never forget his face. Something like that. He wants to call an ambulance. I hail a taxi. Fortunately, we get to the emergency room quickly, and they bring me in. Wes hands me a magazine and leaves the room. The ER doctor comes in, examines me, and tells me that apparently this pink thing trying to escape is my bladder.
Oh.
My stitches from the hysterectomy had not held up to my sexual grand reopening. She pushes it back in and I feel better. And then they whisk me onto a gurney to take me into the operating room. The surgeon runs alongside me telling me, "I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to save your bladder, because organs aren't supposed to be exposed to fresh air." Wes reappears waving my wallet and my keys because he doesn't know where he's going to put them because he's got a photography gig later. I ignore him. I need to stay calm for surgery. Fortunately, surgery was successful. They saved my bladder. And I'm the only person you know who's actually touched her own bladder. Wes is there when I get out. And I spend the night in the hospital, but I say, "Wes, please, you don't have to come back the next morning. I'll have another friend take me home." He does come back the next morning, but I dismiss him, and my friend Joe escorts me home. That week, Wes calls and chastises me, saying, "Why didn't you tell me this would happen if we had sex?" What do you say to that? I mean, I guess he feels guilty. So I decide I'm going to just pump him up. That is so impressive that your big penis was able to just split me in half like that. I mean, how many guys can say that? But my love for Wes is gone. Mr. Maybe isn't enough anymore. But I can't talk to him about it because we don't have serious conversations. So I just stopped taking his phone calls. Oh. And eventually he stops calling. Maybe this is the beginning. They say that you show people how to treat you. And after all of those doctors and all of those decisions, I learned to treat myself pretty well. Anybody who wasn't good for me was out. I got rid of all the toxic people, and there was no one left. I returned to normal, cancer-free. 2 years later, I have a steady job as a copy editor. I'm doing a little voiceover work. And I look forward to my annual visits with Dr. K and his nurse practitioner, Christine. As I'm getting ready to leave, I'm putting on my shoes, and Christine comes back in the room, and she asks me if I want to do a study for cancer survivors with anxiety and depression. I'm surprised and offended. I'm fine. It's been 2 years. I got past the chemo and the relationship breakup and the PTSD. I'm too busy to be anxious and depressed. Isolated, maybe. my friends and family, they don't know what it's like to think that you're going to die. It's exciting. Every decision is like for death, radiation or chemo. Now my decisions are like iced cappuccino or latte. It's boring. I want to talk about the meaning of life. I feel separate from other people. It's like I went away to some distant planet and I came back and I don't speak the language anymore. And I don't have my little dog Rusty. About 9 months after my treatment ended, Rusty was diagnosed with cancer in the same place as mine. Unlike me, he didn't make it. Putting him to sleep was the hardest thing I ever did. I couldn't talk for weeks, months. All right, Christine, maybe I am depressed. Tell me more about this study. And she ushers in a man and a woman and leaves. Dr. M, which stands for man, is a sort of, I guess he's like 40-something with dark curly hair and a tweed jacket, kind of a nerdy professor type. With him is his assistant Gigi, who's got her hair in a floppy bun and a flowy skirt. She kind of looks like a flower child or something. And Dr. M explains to me that this is a national study. It started at Johns Hopkins, and then it went to UCLA, and now it's being done at NYU. He explains to me that it's only one drug, one time, or it could be the placebo. I don't really want to do any more drugs, thank you. But then he tells me that it comes with 3 months of free therapy. And I really like a good deal. So I'm like, okay, what's the drug? And he says psilocybin. And I say, what's that? And he says, magic mushrooms? Holy cow, Ram Dass, Timothy Leary, the 60s, Berkeley, psychedelics. Oh my gosh, I never had the guts to do those. I mean, I smoked a little pot, but I was a really straight-laced kid in college, and I also thought too much, and I had an active imagination, so I was sure that I would be the person that just thought I could fly off the roof. But this is an FDA study. It has to be safe. My friend Joe says I'm the luckiest unlucky person he's ever met. I had cancer, but I get to do mushrooms. Tripping legally with FDA approval. It's like winning the cancer lottery. All right, tell me more about this crazy illegal drug. And Dr. M, which now stands for mushrooms, looks deeply into my eyes, and he says, "We will help you." And I think about all the dogs that I fostered since Rusty died, and how they came to me all afraid and just wanting to trust somebody again. And I was the person to help them trust again. And now Dr. Mushrooms wants to foster me. I should trust him, like those dogs trusted me. I want to be fostered. So okay, I say, sign me up. But then he tells me that they have to make sure that I meet the study criteria. Apparently, the study was designed for cancer patients who are dying, to help them deal with the end of life, which is a really important thing. But I don't want to die to do mushrooms. But then he says that they couldn't get enough dying people to sign up. So they expanded the study to cancer survivors with anxiety and depression. And now I'm anxious and depressed that I might not be anxious and depressed enough to get into the study. Fortunately, they accept me. And the therapy appointments, they begin immediately. I'm kind of surprised that the therapy appointments are not in the doctor's office at the hospital. Instead, they're having these therapy sessions at the NYU dental school. Because the NYU Cancer Center and Bellevue Hospital want to distance themselves from a psychedelic study. The treatment room is lovely. It's peaceful, like a living room. There's these big bay windows with these long curtains and art books lining the walls. And there's this glass coffee table and this sturdy futon couch, which I sit on while the doctors ask me lots of questions. Mostly about cancer, which I really don't feel like talking about anymore, but that's why the FDA is letting them give me this illegal drug. There's also a female doctor, Dr. F. And these questions, so it's like I tell them about the double diagnosis. I tell them about Dr. Asshole. I tell them about the guy in the laundromat whose towels were too close to my towels. And how I think about death every day. But it kind of cheers me up because I'm still alive. And whenever I'm talking, Dr. M is taking all these copious notes nonstop. And in one of the sessions, he mummers something out loud like, "Patient displays classic symptoms of Midwestern independence." And I'm like, yeah! No, wait, foster me, ask me more questions. There is homework, like so many forms to fill out. True, false, multiple choice. On a scale of 1 to 10, are you eating? Are you drinking? Are you thinking about suicide? Have you ever had a profound spiritual experience? And on and on and on. It is so much work. I'm beginning to think I should get paid for this. And after 3 months of therapy, they take my blood pressure, they weigh me, because they're going to create a special synthetic mushroom pill just for me. It's finally the big day of the dosing. I'm so excited. My friends are like, you really gotta go out in nature, you gotta go in the woods. That's the way you want to be mushrooms, you need to be in the woods. I'm like, this is an FDA study, I don't think they're gonna let me leave. In fact, they're gonna stare at me, these two doctors, the whole time, which seems really boring for them, but it's my day. Dr. Mushrooms tells me to bring some things from home to make me feel comfortable, so I bring some family photos and Rusty's favorite toy, the squeaky duck. And when I get there, he shows me my special little synthetic mushroom pill. And he has it in this little glass jar that has my name and my birth date on it. And then he puts the glass jar into it's like a goblet. And he puts it on the floor and he asks me for an intention. We all hold hands. And I don't know what my intention is. Peace, world peace, love, peace. My intention is to do the drug. I want to do the drug. They've laid out the futon into like a bed with a blanket and a pillow. And I lay down. And the doctors give me these headphones. The NYU doctors have created a special psychedelic playlist for this occasion. And then they give me an eye mask. This is going to be an internal experience. Okay, here we go. Oh, shoot. Maybe it's the placebo. And then after about 30 minutes, my head starts to feel really full. Sudden download, sensory overload. Oh, wow, it's so full. Oh. And then I see 2 paper mache cow heads flying through the sky. And then there's a cat chewing on the handlebar tape of my bicycle. I don't know what that means. Oh, there's so much information. It's like every yoga class, every philosophy class is being jammed into my head at the same time. This is a lot of information. I clutch Rusty's duck to my chest. Early on, there's only 2 painful moments. I have an image of putting Rusty to sleep. And then I have this, a sharp pain of self-hatred. It cuts like a knife. And then 1 second later, I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm amazing. There's no reason not to love me. I'm amazing. This is so intense. I lift up my mask to see what Dr. Mushrooms is doing, and he says, just relax, don't fight it, TLO, trust and let go. And I think, that is so funny. Dr. M, you're the head of substance abuse at Bellevue Hospital, and you're giving me drugs. Oh, the music is fantastic. Oh, wow. And there's like these sketches, not like the hallucinogens like I thought that they would be. And oh my God, I see a countryside. And I see like a little house on the prairie. And there's a woman standing in the middle of the field. She's so lovely. I think maybe she's me or someone I admire greatly. Oh. And then I think about a man. I think about a man that I could have married, but I didn't, and that's okay. It's fine. And then I think about Wes, but not anymore because he's gone. That's the past. It doesn't belong here anymore. And then I think, and then I'm floating. And I'm floating over a circle. Oh my gosh, it's like a pie chart. It's like an irregular pie chart. Oh, it's a dinner table. And then I see, it's cancers at the table. Oh wow, it's like cut out. And I think, of course, cancers at the table. It's part of the puzzle. And then I think of a tagline. I think cancer started the conversation, but it doesn't end it. And I think that's a really good tagline. I should remember that. And then I think, it's part of the puzzle. And then I see my family at the table, but sort of in an abstract way, like in a dream. And I think about how I judge them because they didn't say the right thing or do the right thing. But they're doing the best they can. They have their own struggles. They can't help it. I mean, I'm part of a unit. They love me. People do want to help me. And then I remember that I used to paint and I used to draw. I'm an artist. That's who I am. I'm an artist. And I used to go on stage and perform. I should do that again. I need to write some jokes. Oh, it's so amazing. I need to start participating. I need to stop isolating. I think too much. I need to get back out there. And then I look back at the table and it's the IRS at the table. And I don't want the IRS at the table. It's just after tax time. And I'm thinking, no, but this is supposed to be a spiritual experience. But no, wait, you know what? It's all one. The IRS and my family and cancer, it's all part of the table. It's not like, and it's fine. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're like rich or poor or old or young. You should contribute. You have something to give the world. I need to participate more. I need to stop being so afraid. And death has a purpose to teach us to live. And that Vera and Bernard, they're still with me. They're not gone. And everything's amazing. I just need to stop fighting it. I need to be less fearful. I need to just relax. I don't ever want to go back to my life. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to the... And then 6 hours later... I feel relaxed, relieved. I know more now. And the doctors give me more forms to fill out. And they ask me to write it all down, which is why I remember it for today. And then my friend Axel comes to pick me up. And as we get ready to leave, the doctors give me the flowers that they've decorated the room with. And as our taxi goes back to my neighborhood, I look out the window and I see these girls are sitting at a cafe. And they're talking and they're laughing and they're talking and laughing because they're friends. They're friends at the cafe. And they're having fun because they love each other because they're friends at the cafe and we're all connected. Someone built this building so we could come in here and be here together. Someone put the chairs out. Someone gave you a drink to come in here. Somebody's doing the lights. Somebody directed this play. Somebody made your pants. And somebody made your shirt. We're all connected, whether we like it or not. I had the great privilege of being patient number 13 out of 29 in a groundbreaking study, the results of which were published in the Journal of Psychopharmacology. They found that in over 80% of the participants experienced a rapid and immediate decrease in stress that lasted for at least 6 months. For some of us, me included, it lasted for years. From one drug, taken one time, a cloud was lifted. And I realized that I can be alone, but I'm never separate. My cancer was 12, 13 years ago. And things keep happening. I started performing on stage again. I traveled to Togo and Turkey and Nepal. My dad died. My nephew had a baby. There was a global pandemic. I got a new dog, Desi. And I moved to Los Angeles. And it rained a lot. Right before I moved, I saw Wes at a distance in Brooklyn Bridge Park. Our eyes met. I smiled. But I didn't say anything because I didn't have anything to say. I tell this story to remind myself of a time that I was brave. And that I decide when a story begins and when it ends. What if the things that happen in life are not good or bad? They're just part of the table of life. Death will happen, so let's live. I tell this story to remind myself to participate, to trust, and let go. And trust, it's not about trusting other people. It's about trusting yourself. Thank you. Stick around and ask a question or two, but we can also go to the patio. So no obligation to do anything except what you want to do. Do whatever you want to do.
So you'll meet us back here in 2 minutes?
I'll be back. Thank you, Director.
Minute.